Then an amazing man entered my life. I owe my love and passion for the game of basketball to God and to one man who introduced me to this game. Mike Smart was my first basketball coach. He talked me into playing in a 3-on-3 tournament and called me with a personal invitation. From then on out, I've been addicted. It's hard to explain how I feel for this man. He made the game fun. He taught me the fundamentals of the game and how to shoot. I saw his passion and work ethic, and needless to say, I learned from the best. I love everything about this game, but most of all, I love to be creative, to make the no-look pass, to throw the behind the back. Not only did he show me how, but he encouraged me to do this.
America! Are you serious? It is showtime, baby! Here we go! Slam, jam, slam, excellent pass. Look. No, look at the run. What's this thing? One-handed, Tiffanie Shives is pretty special. She's showing it right there.
He invited me to practice with the varsity, and I was so excited for the opportunity. He took the time to make corrections during practice, even though I was only in 6th grade. I only got to play for Troy Christian my 7th grade year before I found out we were moving to Michigan. After all these years of wanting to play high school ball for him, it was never going to happen. Needless to say, I was very upset and dreaded telling him. But I will never forget the impact he made in my life and the one phrase he said to me. He believed the sky was the limit for me. He gave me the confidence to pursue my biggest dreams. After I moved to Michigan, it wasn't long before I had my first 8th grade practice. I was nervous not knowing anyone, but Coach Robinson and the team welcomed me with open arms. I became concerned when I heard we had only won 2 games the year before. But with the amazing coaching of Mr. Robinson, we went undefeated. Now he's the JV coach and the assistant coach of the varsity. After my 8th grade season, I started junior pro. My team was coached by Big D, who is Dan Donnet, and Lee Lemon. The practices they held were amazing. They were intense, we learned a lot, and they even participated with us. Coach Lemon was always so positive and encouraging. Even after junior pro, he sent me a card that I've kept to this day. Thank you for all of your support, Coach Lemon. Big D coached both junior pro and AAU. He wanted me to learn his system, so he watched me very closely in practice. He even sang a song to me.
Every breath you take, and every move you make, every bond you break, every step you take, I'll be watching you.
I remember one game in particular. He told us in the huddle before the game that the person taking the ball out of bounds on the press break needs to stay behind the ball. So the first play of the game, I took the ball out. After I passed it in, I ran up the middle. The next thing I knew, my bottom was on the bench. Never have I been taken out of a game so quickly. Big D told me when I was ready to listen, I could go back in. During the AAU season, Big D told us he had cancer. We were very worried for him. He still showed up to practices. He had to sit or lie down at times, but he wanted to be there for us girls. He showed us his heart and determination and was such a great example to try to follow. My highlight of the season came during the championship game. We were down by 3 against the defending state champs with a few seconds to go. He put me on the wing and I waited for the ball. It was passed to me and I knew I had to shoot. It left my hands, hit the backboard, and went through the net. Ugly, but also beautiful at the same time. After Nationals, Big D told us he wouldn't be coaching our age next year. I was upset, but also fortunate for the time I had under him. Thank you, Big D, for everything. I had 3 great coaches for AAU that year. Dan DeMartin and Don Fackler were his partners. They worked so well together because they were all such great friends. They would play the good cop, bad cop quite often. When I needed to be corrected, one of them would have to be the bad cop. And most often, Dan DeMartin was playing the role of the good cop. He was a natural. He was quiet, sweet, gentle, the way he would always talk to us. He always made us feel better when we needed to be picked up. He helped me understand that when I mess up, and I will need to be corrected, but it's okay. They will still believe in me and want me to be the best I can be. Still to this day, I get excited when I see him. Even though I haven't played for him in a few years, he is still interested and he wants the best for me. Thank you, Coach DeMartin. The third coach of that team was Don Fackler. He was always upbeat and jolly, very personable. When one of our big girls sprained her ankle, I had to play the 4 position. I was always a guard before and never played down low. I had no idea what I was doing. Don Fackler started working with me. He had his hands full. I was frustrated while trying to learn that position. It wasn't natural to me, and I knew I was a much better guard. I was only 5'8" at the most, which is small for that position. When I shared my concerns and frustrations with Coach Fackler, he had this to say to me: "Tiffanie, you're the most versatile player on this team. We need you to step up into this position temporarily until our player gets back. You may not be as big as the players you are playing against, but none of them will be as tough as you." I knew I needed to adjust my attitude. If Coach Fackler thought I could do it, I had to give it my best shot. I was very fortunate to be coached by him. He passed away the following year while coaching another team. He had touched many of our lives, and that was evident by how many people showed up to his funeral. I will always miss him, and it was a privilege to have played for him. When I think about Jim Halverson, he's kind of like my second dad. He took me under his wing and is my biggest fan. If I need to talk to someone or want to go to a game or of course out to eat, Jim's the guy to call. I played AAU for him after my freshman year during the summer. At this time he coached Danielle Bishop's team, so I was playing a few years up. He always had the confidence in me and was sure to tell me that. I think the confidence he showed in me helped me a lot as a player. I'm just glad I have him in my life. He will always believe in me and push me like he has from day one. He has taken me to so many tournaments. He's like my traveling buddy. The best is when he talks me into going to North Carolina with him for All-American camp. Although I did sprain my ankle there, I had a good time at the camp. Thanks for everything you do, Jim. Luther's like the big sweetheart, more like the grandpa of the group. He spoils me, but also picks on me. He and Jim are so much alike in how much they care. Luther is always making sure you're okay and seeing if you need anything. When I returned to the airport after the USA tryouts, he stood there with flowers. That's how I can describe him. He's been a great support to me and a lot of other young ladies. I'm lucky to have someone like him who cares so much. Thank you, Luther. In the last year or so, Bob Lemon has become a great support to me. When I started to coach a team at Aim High, I got to know Bob a little better. He even threw a party for my team. It still allows me to come in and shoot at Aim High whenever I need to practice. Thank you, Bob Lemon. I started playing for Coach Lingo my freshman year. He needed a point guard for his AAU team. After tryouts, he told me that this was my team to lead. I was excited that he had that much confidence in me from the start. I've grown so close to him over the years. We've clicked from day one. I've never been closer to a coach. I've spent so many hours on the phone with him and wrote so many emails back and forth. He often told me we're alike as players. We are both obsessed with the game of basketball and always want to shoot. Coach Lingo is so much fun to be around because he's a kid at heart. He relates to young ladies so well. I had an awesome time with him in North Carolina at the Deep South tournament. I stayed in the hotel with him and his daughter Stephanie. The trip to Florida for the national tournament was also a blast. At the end of the state tournament, I was in tears. We made it to the championship game and lost by 2. It was an exhausting game for me. I left everything I had on the court because I wanted to win for Coach Lingo, even more than I wanted to win for myself. I knew that was the final game I would play with him by my side. I wasn't ready to let him go as my coach. When I went to the USA team trials, he wrote me a note of encouragement. Tiff, as you prepare for your trip, I want you to remember one thing. Even though you are there alone, I am always there with you. I am the little voice in your head that pushes you through when you want to quit, that comforts you when you are troubled with something, that motivates you when the going gets tough, that says, I am proud of you, regardless of winning or losing. You are a winner regardless of national rank, college attended, all-star team made. You are a winner because you are committed to being the best that you can be. You set goals and you pursue them relentlessly. In short, I love you like you're my own, and I know that you know that, and I'm always there. Your coach, Coach Lingo. Thank you so much for all you've done for me, Coach Lingo.
You are the wind beneath my wings.
The USA trials was the most strenuous situation I've ever gone through, physically, mentally, and emotionally. I was drained. I've never needed words of encouragement more than when I was there, except maybe when I returned. When I got off the plane and entered the airport, there was a group of coaches, teammates, family, and friends there to welcome me home. I really wanted to just go home and hide in my room forever. I couldn't help but break down and cry when I saw everyone. I didn't want to face anyone. Everyone was so sweet, giving me hugs and telling me how proud they were of me. I really couldn't believe them because I felt like I wasn't good enough, and I failed. Never had I appreciated Coach JT more than that night. He wouldn't let me pity myself. He told me to keep my head up, to be proud of what I did. He just held me in his arms and sternly told me to suck it up. That's JT for you. I've connected with him so well. We're a lot alike, and he's always there to talk. He's a great coach of the game, and I love arguing with him about his refereeing calls. Other than coaching and reffing, JT has many other talents, as I found out this season. The man can sing. Now you don't have to stand up and take your caps off, but check him out.
Oh, say, does that star-spangled know? Band that way, o'er the land of the free, hang the home of the brave.
He is an excellent compliment to Coach Randall. Thanks a lot, JT, for being my coach. This is the 4th year that Norm Randall has coached me. No other coach has put up with me that long. The man deserves a medal. Seriously, not only does he deal with me on the court, but I'm in his office practically every day. My sophomore year, I was even his teacher's aide. We had a lot of great conversations there. He has always kept his door open to me. Mr. Randall has had a great impact on my life. He has always been concerned about me for me. You do a lot of maturing between 9th and 12th grade. He was there to guide me along the way. He set a strong Christian example for me to witness and has shown so much love to me throughout the years. I can't talk about Coach Randall without bringing up no matter how much time has passed. When any of the players and coaches hear this song, a huge smile will come across their faces. God has blessed me with an amazing experience. When I came off the floor that day, I was so proud of what we accomplished, and it felt so right to go directly to you for a giant hug. What a season to remember. Obviously, after injuring my ankle this season, it wasn't what I imagined my senior year to be. I was in the best shape of my life and playing the best basketball. I was going to continue getting better, working hard with regular practices, running and shooting afterwards, and working out with a trainer on weekends. I had my plan and was working it. Little did I know that God has his own plan, and it was totally opposite of mine. 2 torn ligaments in my ankle, nothing but rest for 3 weeks on my ankle, jogging in the pool the 4th week, and then I could try to practice on the 5th week. All my hard work this summer was gone. How was I going to respond to the situation and to God? A lot of our previous conversation about this scenario came to mind. I needed to search within myself and make a choice. Turn from God and be bitter, or use the wonderful support he has given me to work through this. I can see the blessings that have come from this for our team, but also still really need your support as I try to get back to where I was, and of course continue to strive for a higher level to play at MSU. I know beyond a shadow of a doubt that you will do just that, as you always have. You have my best interest at heart. The relationship we have is huge. We're able to talk about everything, and I know we make a great team last year. Thank you, Coach Randall. You're such an important part of my life, and I honestly don't know what I would do without you.